going, everyone? Liam Catterson here. This is the final episode for Camp Season 4, which is called Time Crapsule. I think that's how you pronounce it. Either way, it's going to be a poop episode. Yeah, this is going to go horribly reading the title, but I'm excited all the same. As well as sad because we're ending Camp until, I think, late May next year. But either way, this is going to be it unless they release a holiday special. I don't think they will do, though, because I think the extra episodes do kind of compensate and whatnot. So, yeah, as well as them going to be fixing their attention to Ruby, since that's starting a bit later than usual. So, yeah, but either way, I'm really excited to be closing off this fantastic season. It's been a season that has, for one, showcased a lot of development on characters that do not get the spotlight as much as Max, Neil, Nikki, etc. Such as Preston, such as Sasha, Pikeman. It's been a really, really good season in terms of developing characters that do not get a chance to shine as often, as well as showcase the other camp areas like the Wood Scouts and the Flower Scouts a bit more frequently than usual. And it's also been a season where it showcased a lot of surprise, such as the forest. Like, I didn't expect that episode would be one of the best episodes of Camp ever, but here we are. And if there was to be a second favourite for me, it would be the episode Daniel showed up, because I was not expecting that. And you know me, I'm a sucker for Daniel to show up, especially with the trade-off between him and David, so yeah. But yeah, this season has been really, really rad. There's been some episodes that have not been as extraordinary as others, but they've still all been fun in their own little areas, so I have really relished this season so much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing not just how they close off this season, but also how Season 5 does show itself when it comes back next year. So yeah, but with that said, let's cap things off with Season 4's final episode. This is Time Crapsule. Let's go.
Ooh, what's inside the box, David?
More boxes.
It's a dead body.
Ah, but what's inside? They're empty.
These aren't boxes, kids. They're time capsules.
I want to go to the future.
Not a time machine. You put
Space
stuff in
kid.
it, write a letter to your future self, then bury it to dig it up later.
Oh my God! I just
this would be
remembered I
really,
buried
really
an entire
nice.
shoebox full of treasury bonds here back in the 90s!
Of course you did,
Can't we
Cameron.
just make that our afternoon instead?
Time capsules are more than entertaining. They're enlightening. Imagine, years from now, getting to read all of the hopes and aspirations you had as a child.
I'm sure your
Oh
past self
man,
would be
this
thrilled
will
to hear
be
you end up
very,
as a
very
camp
interesting to see
counselor.
what Max
He
has to say
sure
to his
would.
future self.
One day, I hope I end up as a camp counselor.
Oh,
I am deeply upset that I didn't see
well,
that
you didn't
coming.
fail
What
to
did
disappoint.
you put in your time capsule, Gwen?
I never made a lame time capsule. I kept a diary, like an adult.
Oh, you mean this diary?
Uh-oh.
Why do you have
It
that?
says property
oh,
of Gwen.
I gotta see this.
If you read
Well-
one word of that, I will make you regret it.
When I'm grown up, I'm going to be the bestest writer in the whole world. My stories
with
will be so
bestest.
popular, and everyone will love me for them. Especially my husband, who runs a money factory
Max, come
/
on.
horse sanctuary. Also, he's part wolf.
So, that bestiality thing dated way back what?
Gwen?
Well,
Oh my God! She said she
you
wants to
done
name her
fucked
first
up.
kid Dracula Jr.
There's a place I know that's tucked away, a place where you and I can stay, where we can go to laugh and play and have adventures every day. I know it sounds hard to believe, but guys and gals, it's true. Camp Campbell is the place for me and you. We'll swim through lakes and climb up trees, catch fish, bugs, bears, and honeybees. There's endless possibilities, and no, that's not hyperbole. Our murders can pick DM, and that means I'm telling you. Got archery, hiking, search, spiking, horseback, training, sleep, heart attacks, river, mining, king of rhyming, following those signs, hunting, bring everything to treasure, hunting, of the views, no reviews of fantasy, sex, trapeze, and fighting, to go to places, sex, and dance, and just and dance, and where is Camp? Next time I'll do that
Max,
as well.
I haven't seen Gwen this upset since that waiter mistook her hair for a hat. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm not.
You clearly went to... Wait, what?
David, I feel bad. What's going on?
You've been changing,
It's called guilt.
Max.
Yeah, you're becoming kinder, and David hired a criminal to...
Oh, would you look at that? Preston needs help.
Guys, you gotta help me. It's like my conscience
throwback to
finally
episode
decided
1.
to grow a conscience and say something. I feel like I don't even know who I am anymore.
Hey, we've got our own problems, Max. This time capsule
like
thing
you're
is really
growing,
stressing
isn't
me
it?
out for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what to put in mine. Do I go with my favorite dirt, symbolizing my love of adventure? Or this animal skull, symbolizing my love of animal skulls?
I can't stand this miasmic transitory
It will be
period
very, very
anymore.
interesting
It's
to
too
see, like, to
confusing.
imagine them
Max,
adult
you
thinking,
know I
what
adore
was I
your deplorable
thinking,
standard of
for
ethics,
example.
but it seems to me your moral transformation is inevitable. So just rip the Band-Aid off so the rest of us can get back to our lives already.
Holy shit, that's it. Good people are supposed to help other people. If I help Gwen get her shit together, maybe my shit will get itself together, and I'll stop feeling so bad.
Help
That
her to
sorta
help
makes
you.
it sound like you're only helping her for you.
Exactly.
Nikki, please. I'm a good person now. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Isn't this fun?
Oh, space. It's the Butterfinger effect part 2.
Garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
Oh, you're not. You're not
Hey,
Gwen.
Gwen?
Fuck you.
I just wanted to say I'm very sorry for treating you so poorly. It was disrespectful and wrong. Feel better now?
What do you want?
I just want to
Oh,
see you
boy.
happy again, buddy.
I was supposed to be an influential author with a smoking hot husband and fat stacks of cash. Instead, my ass is stuck in a trash can. I have
Sadly,
no idea
life is
who
unfair
I am,
for
and
us,
it's
isn't it,
too
Gwen?
late for me.
Nonsense, Gwen.
Formula
You're
One
just looking
driver
at it all
at age 10.
wrong. Come on, I'll show you.
Ass stuck in a trash can.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
campers, why
it's-
haven't
yeah,
any of
it's
you started
legit
filling your
stuck there.
time capsules?
How can you expect us to put anything in these boxes after this morning?
Yeah, how can we be sure we won't end up disappointing ourselves like Gwen?
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm all messed up.
Well, hey, let's not think
I mean,
about
Max
it too
has
much,
created
kids.
a Debbie
It's just
Downer for
us.
everyone.
important thing we'll ever do?
I agree.
Damn, he's called. Space
Please
Kid's
tell
the
me
only
I'm about
one
to be
who's
executed.
enthusiastic
You
about
wish.
this. Everyone else is just suffering
What
a
new fresh
crisis.
hell is this?
I'm gonna show you that you're exactly who you wanted to be. And we're gonna start by proving that anyone with half a brain would be happy to be your smoking hot husband.
If you expect me to believe that finding a husband will magically solve all my
Wait,
problems,
David?
you've never seen Flash
David?
Fiancé.
Disgusting. But I read more of your diary and was able to track down one of your many high school crushes,
Oh.
Jake Stonewall.
Jake Stonewall?
Woo.
He played varsity badminton. I don't have to tell you what I wanted him to do with that shuttlecock.
Again, disgusting. But now you can tell him yourself.
Drinking.
Game, set, and match. Is that you, Gwen?
Oh!
Oh, he has not updated
See?
his online photo.
I am
No.
so glad this
No,
10-year-old boy
you
reached
can
out to me.
say
I
that
was
again.
a bit of a hotshot single in high school, but these days, I feel like I'm finally ready to settle down for a traditional doubles match.
Dudes.
Oh, Jake,
I'm
I
just
see your
gonna
badminton
say,
one-liners are still
think you might need a
just
new
as
shirt, just saying.
laborious.
Did you notice my Letterman jacket?
Okay, my mistake to try and dig up the
Yeet
past
out
when
there.
we should be focusing on the present.
Did somebody say present?
Oh boy, of course, yeah,
Actually,
he has
the
that
present
fixation
sucks.
about Gwen.
Have we touched on the future yet?
Neil,
This is all about the future.
This time capsule's
Time
got me pulling
capsules,
out my
everything.
pigtails.
I was thinking about what I was going to put in mine in order to make sure it was something I could actually achieve and be happy with. Then I started sweating a lot, and when the camp stopped spinning, I saw Space Kid, and
Oh,
it
man.
was just like, Eureka!
It was?
Yeah, look at him. He's so happy. Dumb piece of shit
got
hasn't
hope.
stopped smiling since he started collecting clocks. It's just so
Aw.
simple. Do you have a watch?
You're changing career paths at this age?
Everything okay over here?
Oh, yeah, totally fine.
Yeah, 'cause
totally
the
fine.
hair
It's
on the
just that we're all
floor
going to die one
totally-
day, so if I devote myself to something, I need to be sure I'll love it for the rest of my life, because there's not enough time to start over if you're uncertain.
Maybe there's still time to change to a less stressful camp activity.
Did you not hear what
Oh,
I
God.
just said?
Please don't make me do this.
Quit complaining.
David, you're
I
making
mean,
things a bit worse.
That's not the right attitude, Gwen. I'm sure one, if not all of these, will prove that you're a great writer. Now, where should we start?
You want to read Sasquatch Origins, Ferocious Tendencies, or Confessions of a Teenage Vampire Kisser?
Oh,
Um,
they both sound so Good. Wait,
Gwen.
what's this?
Oh, you don't want to read that.
No, hold
Is
on.
it something
When
non-bestiality
I
or
was
whatever?
17, my life changed forever. I know that there are people who wonder about me when I say I've lived here for most of my life. I don't
Holy
feel
shit,
that I
this
have
is
to
gonna be
unless
a
it's on my terms.
stellar book.
And now to admit, Samantha had a pretty good sense of humor. I smiled and gave her my word.
Oh my god, Max is
Gwen,
done. Holy
That was
shit.
incredible. You wrote this?
I wrote A Walk to Remember, but replaced all the character names with my own.
God damn it! Why did you let me read that whole thing?
To prove a point.
Oh, no, you don't! You get your ass out of that trash can and start feeling happy!
Why do you even care?
Because I want to start feeling happy!
Yeah? Well, newsflash, idiot! Good people don't make everything about themselves! If you're trying to be better, you fucked up right out of the gate!
Well, I guess you'd know a thing or two about
sincere
fucking
about
up
your
in life,
apology.
wouldn't you, Gwen?
You know, Max,
Oh
I don't
shit,
think
that
you
was a
have to
bit too
worry about changing.
far.
Something tells me you're going to be bitter and unhappy no matter what you do!
Ooh, shit.
Are you two
Oh,
ready for the time capsule ceremony?
I think that sunk into Max a bit there.
Who wants to go first for the burial ceremony?
I filled my time capsule with all the time I could
Space
find.
kid.
And I also filled my time capsule with... Jesus Christ, it's just a box of fucking clocks!
It's okay, Neil.
Nothing's okay! You should all be terrified! All it takes is one little mistake, then another, and before you know it, you'll all be failures like me!
That's not true.
No,
The hell
no,
it
no.
isn't. All I had to do was make one person feel better, and I couldn't even manage that!
How are we supposed to make sure that the future we want is the future we want?
What if I'm not able to become a famous artist?
What if
I
I'm
have a
too
saying for
extreme
this.
in the future?
What's
Oh,
got
God.
2 thumbs and a box full of treasury bonds? Come on, I'm set for life!
God's sake,
Again!
Cameron.
Oh, Mr. Campbell, you have to help. Tell them they're all worrying over
Just
nothing.
because
no
you've
one's
hit a
going
bump
to
in the
end up a
road doesn't
failure
mean
in
you're
life.
going to be a failure.
Oh, kids.
Just means your future has a different direction.
Of course you're all going to fail.
Oh, for God's sake, of course you would
For
say
Christ's
this,
sake, will you
Cameron.
stop screeching? Failure is unavoidable. Like going to a baseball game and then remembering baseball is terrible. The fact of the matter is, most of you likely won't end up where you want to be in the future.
Exactly.
Will you stop?
But, Neil!
Here's the thing. You've got to take your failures and make something out of them. Take Camp Campbell, for instance.
Your life
lot
just
of
has
poor
a different
decisions
way
went into
of
making this place
heading
what it is today.
directions,
Sure.
basically.
Somewhere along the line, it maybe strayed from its path, not living up to the camp it wanted to be. At some point, the camp realized that the camp would never reach the end of its path until it was ready or until it gave up.
Cameron!
So, if the camp wanted to keep embezzling money and dealing with foreign powers, so be it! But at some point, it didn't anymore. I never saw this coming, but I'm starting to think this camp is the best it's ever been.
Whoa.
Cameron,
No
holy
idea this camp had
shit,
so
my
many complex
heart!
emotions.
So maybe there's no need to rush anything.
No.
Sorry, Gwen.
Yeah,
my
well, I guess
heart.
dusting off some of those writing samples could make for some good practice.
That was really beautiful, Cameron.
Maybe the time capsules aren't scary commitments to the future, but are actually just proof of how we've grown since childhood.
Exactly,
Or
they're
maybe they're a waste
reminders.
of fucking energy. All in favor of striking this camp activity from the roster forever?
Symbolic,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know what happened here today, David, but whatever it was, I'm glad I was here to be a part of it.
Did you just throw your treasury bonds in the fire?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what have I done?
Mr. Campbell, no,
David,
you're so much
remember, Cameron, remember about what you said about failure? Oh, God. That was a really, no, I'm not gonna lie, that was a really, really beautiful speech about your futures, and yes, we might fail, but think of you not hitting your paths you envision yourself, and like, for example, I want to be an actor, but my life is saying, oh, actually, we're heading on a more better path. You might think this... I'll go more in depth about this, because it's a really, really deep discussion, but basically your life might have different ideas. Oh man, that was a really beautiful speech from Cameron at the end, though. I'm not gonna lie. It really does resonate, but holy damn. No, that was a really, really good final episode, though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. But yeah, I basically wanted to say as well, extending on the fact that life has a different idea of where you're wanting to head to in terms of life. You might envision yourself, like, for example, going back to me wanting to be an actor, for example. You might think, deep inside your head, this will be the best life for me. Like Gwen, for example, she wants to be a successful writer. That doesn't mean that her life is going to be all sunshine and rainbows, for example. It could be, like, it could stress her out so much. It could send her over the edge. There's different variables to take into accountability in terms of the potential consequences you might have if you take up your dream path. So yes, you might not hit those goals you envisioned yourself when you were like 10, 12, 15, whatever. But that doesn't mean you're a total failure of life. It just means that your life has other ideas. You might envision where you might want to go in terms of life subconsciously, but you cannot. But life might have a different meaning. There's two different entities. You might. If you get what I mean, like life is like that mystical force, isn't it? Like it can throw up curveballs for your ambitions, but that doesn't mean that your life is going to be a failure. Like, for example, if I really did become, like, an F1 driver, for example, or an actor, like, when I was, like, 10 years old saying, oh, I do hope to become an F1 driver or an actor or whatever, I wouldn't be doing this, for example. But I'm really happy doing YouTubing and producing these videos for people like you guys and whatnot, and partaking in D&D games twice a week. So, yeah, life might not turn out the way you expected it to be, but it doesn't mean that your life is going to be a total shambles because you didn't hit those goals. But poor Cameron, I really, really enjoyed that episode so much. I just lost it when Cameron was like so warming, and then he dropped his bonds into the fire, and it was like, well, so yeah. But yeah, I really, really loved the message that it gave off towards the end, especially Cameron. That was a really, really beautiful speech, though. It's like exams, for example, as well. Like, people might like, whenever it comes to exam day and exam results day, should I say, you might not hit the targets you aspire to hit, but that doesn't mean that, well, that might put a dent in the road in terms of, I wanted to be a doctor or a police officer, etc. It might have hit it, but it might have hit a bit of a dent in terms of your aspirations. But a better path might be ahead of you. Like, for example, you could just die as a police officer on your first day. Not to be grim about it and whatnot, and not to say don't take a police officer because you'll die, but you get the idea. You might have a better path destined for you than the one you might ambition towards. So, yeah, but yeah, I was really, really stunned with that episode, and not just that though, but stunned with how like Max really, really got to Gwen in terms of like reading her diary and then upsetting her so bad. Like, this is like one of the first occasions that we've seen Gwen like this. I mean, we saw it when she met her dad as well. She was super, super emotional, but she was absolutely hurt. I mean, you could tell when Max tried to cheer her up, so he could cheer himself up, because she said "fuck off," or "fuck you," should I say? But yeah, it was really heartbreaking to see how hurt that was for Gwen. But at the end of the day, a diary's a diary, isn't it? So yeah, but she had that rebuttal there that really did impact Max as well, because you saw how Max, like when David came in the cabin, you saw that momentary like dejection from Max when he was like told, you're going to be miserable, you're going to be bitter forever, etc. It really, really did kick him in the stomach. And I think that's him realizing the consequences of his actions again. Like, because he had that moment after he read the diary and made Gwen upset, and everyone was pointing out, you've developed, which is true. But again, he showed that sign when Gwen said, you're going to be bitter and whatnot because you're so selfish, and you're only in this for yourself. So yeah, because Max wanted to be. What was that episode where he tried to prove that he was still the same Max that arrived in the first episode? It was in season 3, I believe. But there was an episode, I can't remember. Let me have a check and see if the thumbnails bring up any reminders. But there was an episode where he was so desperate to prove that he hasn't changed. Let me check. I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm not so sure, personally. It might have been season 2, I'm not, for example, but it was one episode I do recall, because Max was saying, Max was going out his way to prove that he's still the same old Max. So, yeah, but it was a really impactful episode. And I loved how enthusiastic Space Kid was, for example, when he was, like, everyone was losing their shit because, our futures are going to be miserable and whatnot, and we're going to, like, lament ourselves, etc. But I really loved Space Kid's optimism, and everyone freaking out was just really, really good stuff to see. But I thought this was a great finale. Like, when season 4 began, I didn't think it would, I thought it would be a bit more storyline, like arced, for example. Like, Cameron would somehow find a way to get out of David's hold. But we've seen him develop this season. But yeah, like I said, it was really good. Especially like how this season has explored, like, well, not just this season, but this episode especially explored more into Gwen's insecurities, and yeah, but I really, really did enjoy that. It was a really, really powerful ending, and it was just sad to see how it was just sad to see how Gwen was deeply affected by this, because we know, like I said, it goes into her insecurities and whatnot, and to have Max and everyone else as well take the piss out of her is just like a kick to the gut. It really, like, not just that though, but she still holds on to these beliefs. Like, some people, it's like going back to the last episode where some people are going to change, for example. Gwen still has that kind of hope that she's going to be a decent writer. And her writing is kind of mocked. So, and it was when they were reading that diary. So yeah, you do sympathize a lot with Gwen in this episode, but it was really powerful. Like I said, powerful stuff, and I thought it was a great message, personally, about, yeah, your futures might not turn out the way you want them to be, but that doesn't mean that your life is going to be a failure. That doesn't mean that your life's going to be a joke. Heck, the failure of your ambition could turn out to showcase the best part of yourself, the best life you could have. for example. So you never know. This is what I always say. The future is another universe. You just never know what you could expect, really, and that's true. Like like I said, your failures of your ambitions, the things you yearn for, might bring about the best life you could have. It could also bring out. It's unpredictable. That's life at the end of the day. It's unpredictable. Yes, it could turn out shit, but it doesn't mean it's 100% going to be shit your life because you failed to reach those ambitions. Just that life has different ideas. So, yeah, and life is full of unpredictable turns. So, yeah, but I really enjoyed this episode. I thought, like I said, great message, really emotional stuff, and Cameron with the surprising speech at the end of the day was really, really well done. But it was a really great way to cap things up for season 4. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. If you missed any Camp reactions, you can check my playlist on the right. You can also subscribe to my Media Feeds channel if you want to. Hope you guys take care of yourselves. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!